So welcome back from this great cupping. Clearly that the defects really came out on that over-extracted, or higher extraction. Quite amazing, I think. The next presentation is by a woman who's been around specialty coffee for a long time, about 14, 16 years. She lives in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and she's been around specialty coffee since 2003. She saw everything that was going on with the barista community at that time, and she saw that there was a lot of work to be done in her country, Brazil, on the consumer side. So she really had a lot of training. She started her own company in 2003, correct?
2004.
Sorry. As consulting, and from 2009 she's been running our own little roasting operation in Sao Paulo, and so she's almost going now full circle, and being so close to the growers, obviously where she is, she has the unique opportunity to really source coffee on a daily basis. So welcome to Isabella Randazeiras. She will run this presentation with Tim Vendelbo. Tim Vendelbo, who is the director of Tim Vendelbo Coffee, Consulting, Roasting, World Champion twice. Welcome to Tim Vendelbo as well.
Right. So that works.
It does. I just let it play.
I can't see the photo. Yes, afterwards.
Yeah, but it's just not really necessary, actually.
Yes.
Audio is very necessary. It is, yes. Of course. Yes. Yes. Perfect. All right.
All right.
Should we get going?
Yes.
Right. So, the reason why we're doing this together is because we actually do this together.
True.
And sometimes it's a little boring to just listen to one person, so we wanted to do more like a dialogue. It's hard to do a presentation. I'm prepared a lot for it when she's in Brazil and I'm in Norway, so yesterday we wrote some questions that Isabella often gets and that I often get, so let's just get into it, huh?
Yes. And let's do it a talk. I mean, we can chat about all these things.
And if you have any questions while we're talking, please raise your
Interact.
hands and interact. We don't have to wait until the end for the questions.
Right.
All right, so let's get started.
I've been getting this question a lot. How do I find good Brazilian coffee? Here in this event, I've already gotten some people asking me that, and I get emails, and that's a good question, because from what I can hear, Brazil is just Brazil, right? It's just filler. It's just not for him and not for a few. But for most of the people, that's what I get, and that's what I understand completely, the feel. But how do we get, and then we can get to him now. How do you find good Brazilian coffee?
I don't know. No, for me it's been a travel. I started traveling to Brazil actually before I opened the store. And my first trip to actually look for coffee was in 2007, 2 months before I opened my store. And what I did was, of course, go where everyone else went to. I went to Poços de Caldas to visit Bourbon, cupped coffees there. 2 years later, I went to Carmo de Minas, cupped coffees there. I went to Bahia with Silvio, Agri Café, in the Chapada de Mantina mountains, cupping coffees there. And I have been buying from all these places except Carmo, but never. And I found great coffees everywhere. It's just sometimes the logistics and stuff doesn't work out, so you have to get into another area or find some other people to work with. But there is definitely really, really good coffees, and for me there's very different profiles also in Brazil.
Well, I don't have that same kind of difficulty for obvious reasons. I've been working with coffee since 2002, and I won the first Brazilian championship, so I get some media, so people look for me. And I've been relating to producers since I began, because I actually, my first job as a barista in Brazil was in Ipanema. So I started working for a producer in my life.
Oh, in the Ipanema, the farm?
Yeah,
not
Ipanema,
the beach?
not the beach. I was born in Ipanema, the beach, actually. I know I don't look carioca, I don't look from Rio, but I am. And so I don't feel the same difficulty, of course, that you guys have, because I can actually drive to the farm and get some bags in my car and go to my coffee shop with them. So that part of logistics and all these difficulties I don't have, and I get samples all the time.
Lucky you.
Yeah. Too many
So what do you suggest a person do that are not in the same situation as you?
Right. I think they have to do what you do as much as possible. I think traveling to the origin is a good start. Sometimes you're not gonna find the right people at first, but being in the origin and trying to connect with the coffee people in the origin, I think it's the best way for you to get the best lots and to get to the farmers before some other roasters, or I think this is the way. I know it's not easy, it's expensive, I know all that, but this is the best way to get the best coffees, I guess. And that's what I do. I visit my farms every year, all of them, every year, because I can, sorry.
I think one of the easy ways of getting into an origin, whether it's Brazil or another origin, is actually, I've started in Capo Excellence sometimes and been on the jury there. I know there's like Adi,
Right.
Björnar, a lot of people have been on the jury, and when you're there you definitely meet a lot of producers and you meet exporters, and exporters are normally the key to get to the right producers and get the coffee to your country. Another thing that I did this year actually was at the SEAA in Seattle. I just went to the BSEA booth and said, okay, show me the guy who works in Espirito Santo. And just by talking to some people, Edgar, who may be here, he put me in contact with Pedro from Pronova, which is the cooperative in Espirito Santo, in Vendonova. And that hopefully will work out pretty well. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm really hoping you can get things through here in a better way, so you can have these coffees. You guys can try these coffees.
Should we move to the next one?
Yeah.
So, why the hell should you buy Brazilian coffee? Isabella.
Yeah, it's the only coffee I can buy.
Why is that?
Because it's forbidden to import coffees from other origins into Brazil, the green coffee, and since I'm a roaster and I love roasting, I wouldn't like to buy roasted coffees besides some roasters that I love. But then if I bought them roasted, they would be stale when they got there. So there's no, I can't. I have to work with only Brazilian coffees. I know I can feel that, oh my God, poor her. I can sense this from you guys now.
Actually, in my opinion, that's one of the reasons why I love your coffee shop, because it's one of the most creative coffee shops in terms of interacting with customers. You have a lot of